People you live with influence your character. They may divert you from achieving your dream. And when you are a Muslim, the Baganda said, wherever you pass, you can easily be identified. And you are in a minority class, and you are very few, and you are protected because you avoid drinking, you should avoid gambling, you should avoid zina, that's adultery and prostitution, you should avoid lies, you should avoid cheating. Then when you stand, you are one in a minibus, they say, in the taxi. They have seen one lady who has veiled herself, and they have identified. Sometimes they drive my car without my hat, no ganzu. I have my daughter dressed up, or my wife. When we stop and want to buy something, some vendor will come and say, Wama Haji, Assalamu alaikum. I asked this gentleman, my friend, why haven't you given me salam? He said, so in the world that we live in, the challenges surrounding the Muslim youth especially are immense. At school, if you are well behaved, when you go, you find wrong characters. You come from home, you find a wrong teacher. Then, when you go somewhere else, you also interact with the environment. Either they will introduce you to smoking, they will introduce you to drugs, and yet we want you to go through to succeed. So the protection of the Quran is very important. This is when I speak about that, I'm so passionate. Because one lady amongst you, one girl, who gets pregnant through an illegal relationship and they drop out of school, for me it's $1 million. One boy who gets astray into drugs and he's a Jibril, he's Abu Bakr, he's Muhammad, he's Abdan, that boy is a great loss to the community. So the challenges surrounding you are not even self-made. The environment is quite toxic. Unfortunately, you find some of you have memorized the Quran, but when you are in your room, you have data, you are watching pictures that are what? You are watching nudity, you are just enjoying. If you are a man, you enjoy the what? Watching women who are naked, who are not properly dressed. And you have memorized the Quran. What a contradiction. So, let's try to know the challenges and then keep away from them. My second point, this is the second last. I was intrigued by my, can I call you my son? Because I attended his graduation, at least in Luero, when he had finished. It rained that day. They delayed to set up the tents, but we ate the food later, no problem. Do you still remember? Okay. He brought this, the brain teasers is a challenge to the Tahfidh centers. The Tahfidh centers, Sheikh Ramalan Ismail, can you stand up? He is the Sheikh that leads the Tahfidh center at Milestone Junior School. So this message is to you. If the others don't listen, you listen, because I'm the director of the school. The Tahfidh centers have a challenge beyond memorization. What else? What else? By the way, those of you who have not memorized, the questions he was asking, you can also answer them. Go and research the Quran. Already we are told, Sekalema told us, there are translations, there's a lot of information. Let's do more research. The Tahfidh Center should do more research. Pick up a few things. Pick up the science that is there, the living. How can we model? How can we do more dawah in a manner that, you don't have even to tell me. Is it so necessary for you to tell me, if I want to introduce a practice to a community, is it mandatory for you to refer to me to the Quran? I can introduce a very good practice. Everybody, every human being likes to have something good in society. So this is something that we need to think about. The Tahfidh centers, I want to commend, as I finish, the Musau team, Muslim Students Association, and Mr. President, come and I shake your hands for getting married to one of our daughters. Congratulations. Are you the husband of Aziza? Okay, good. So I know. Aziza is the daughter of the national patron of Musau. So you can imagine what has happened in those seminars. Last but not least, we need to recognize the work of our past forefathers. Had they not laid the foundation, imagine our late senior brother, Sewava, who was a very good friend of mine. Even during COVID, we connected with Sheikh Ismail and so on and so forth. Just imagine this work going on. So we have to respect. So young people here, I encourage you to read the books of Islam, the history of Islam, to appreciate the struggle. Imagine you are seated in a very modern lecture theater. This one, people were sitting, they were sitting on the veranda, and they rudimentally understood Islamic knowledge. They were very tough. That's why the Kasules, all these Kasules, went through a tough time. You ask them how they were thrashed, how they were mentored. You had to go through real grilling. Now for you, everything is easy. You just press a button and you become lazy. Really? Let us respect, read from the past to be able to go into the future. I urge you, my daughters, the ladies here, please preserve your chastity.
Our chief guest is Haji Farouk Sewavazinda. Is the eldest son of the founder of Furqan, the late Haji Musa Sewava. May Allah be pleased with him. Now, before I invite him, I want a little bit to talk about the deceased. Haji Musa Sewava is not only the founder, but is also the initiator of the entire idea concerning Furqan. While we had just finished university, a few of us, he invited us and told us, I want to do something about the Quran, but I don't know how to do it. Hopefully, some of you have some knowledge about the Quran, can help me and put together this idea. So it was me, my brother here, Hafiz Suleiman Orugembe, my brother Badru, and our other colleagues. So it is not normal. Haji Sewava was an educationist, but also apart from that, the gentleman was rich. And so you know how rich people behave normally. He was real rich, not just rich. He was real what? Rich. But at that time, to find such a person has no strong background about Islamic religion, and he says, I want to do something about the Quran. So we just want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much that he gave us Haji Musa Sewava. By the time he died, we know that he had done his part, and it's upon the rest of us also to carry on the same. So that's how we came about to form Quran with the constitution and had it registered. And now we are doing what we are doing because of his great idea. And he has been the sole financer up to now. Even when he's in the grave, he's still financing this. Because he did not pick money in his pockets to just finance activities, but he created an endowment where there are fixed assets that can enable the religious arm to continue growing and going on even in his absence. So the person I'm inviting, if you never had a chance to look at Haji Musa Sewava, I know when you look at him, that is Sewava. The way he speaks, it is his father. the way he handles himself, that is Haji Musa Sewava. So we may not have the real Musa Sewava, but we can still look at him and say Sewava is still with us. So the gentleman I'm inviting here is a husband to two beautiful women, and is also Salongo. So I take this privilege to invite Haji Faruk Zinda Sewava to give us his remarks.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our guests today are all protocol observed. The Furkan team, Mumsa, and the Chambogo team. We are grateful. We are grateful to be at this conference today. Like one of the speakers said, it is the choice of Allah that we are all here today. And to Allah, it's His decision. It's His decision, it is His will that He has brought all of us today. I thank Allah for that. We have not met with very many people here, but these are the opportunities that we get to start and build relationships that last. To begin my submission, I would like to begin it with a recitation of Quran by my younger brother, Hafiz Ibrahim Mutebi. He's in Senior 4 at Chibuli, at Kawempe Muslim. Ibra, you're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ولقد آتينا لقمان الحكمة أن اشكر لله ومن يشكر فإنما يشكر لنفسه ومن كفر فإن الله غني حميد. وإذ قال لقمان لابنه يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. ووصينا الإنسان بوالديه حملته أمه وهنا على وهن وفصاله في عامين أن اشكر لي ولوالديك إلي المصير. وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا واتبع سبيل من أناب إلي ثم إلي مرجعكم فينبئكم بما كنتم تعملون. يا بني إنها إن تك مثقال حبة من خردل فتكن في صخرة أو في السماوات أو في الأرض يأت بها الله إن الله لطيف خبير. يا بني أقم الصلاة وأمر بالمعروف وانه عن المنكر واصبر على ما أصابك إن ذلك من عزم الأمور. ولا تصعر خدك للناس ولا تمش في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. واقصد في مشيك واغضض من صوتك إن أنكر الأصوات إن أنكر الأصوات لصوت الحمير. صدق الله.
We would like to dedicate that portion of the Quran to our father, our friend, the late Haji Sewava Musa. Allahumma Ameen. The previous speaker, the chairman, has talked about Haji, the late, as the founder of Furqan. Haji was a person who was always in competition to do good deeds. He was competing every day to do better than he did the previous day. If he did something the previous day, he would want to do better the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And in his lifetime, he tried to do very many things to see that he has different routes that can take him to Jannah. May Allah accept. Allahumma Ameen. One of those ways is having a son or a child who is a Hufadh. And Motebi Ibrahim Sewava, who was just recited, is evidence of the work that he did in having one of his children who is a Hufadh. Other works that he did are Furqan, as you can see. Furqan is just a unit from Fawz Foundation. Fawz Foundation is a foundation that has different units, one of which is Furqan, whose works you have seen. The other is Umar Quran Memorization Unit, which gets children from different parts of the country, and they memorize the Quran for free. When the children go out, we get other children, and they go out, we get other children. We try to spread that all over the country. We also have masjids, 5 masajid, which are part of Fawz Foundation. We also have a project which looks after children who are orphans. We get orphans from different parts of the country, and then we look after them at one of our family homes, pay for their education fully. We had also another unit which was called Foundation for Muslim Teacher Training Support. Our family's background is we are teachers, and we embarked on a project where we would get children or students who have studied up to about senior 4 or senior 6, but do not have the ability to continue. Because some people after senior 4, they were paying for them to go for senior 6 after the 2 years, then what? You cannot ably do something, you don't have a profession, you cannot earn, and yet it might be the only time you have to get a profession. So we would get such people, we vet them from different parts of the country, and then we help them. We take them to teacher training colleges, they study, they become teachers, so that they can go and benefit other people in life. Because after the 2 years of teaching, you can ably go and get a job and start teaching straight away. And we thought that those people would continue to impact different communities. That unit has since stopped because teacher training colleges have been scrapped. We are now on the lookout of a project in which we can help Muslim children to add value to them. If you have a thought of something like that we can do, where we can help such children or students at any level, to help Muslims to be even more brilliant, or to add value to them all over the country. If you have such a thought, we request you, or we urge you to present the same to the chairperson Furkan, so that they can present to us. We are doing some research in a project that we can do to replace that particular project. Those are some of the things that Fawz Foundation does. We pray that Allah enables us to continue to facilitate these programs, but as a family, we are committed to facilitating Furkan, facilitating the projects of Fawz Foundation. We pray that Allah continues to guide us. Allahumma ameen. The knowledge that you have been given, or that has been shared by the presenters here today about Quran, is already too much. I do not want to saturate the same. I want to take a different approach. The age groups might differ, but inshallah we shall get there. I would like to begin by saying a story, a short story. One day, a mother sends her child to study university outside Uganda. So the lady goes, the child goes and studies, graduates. Then towards the graduation, the child sends the mother an invitation to come and attend the graduation in the US. So the mother gets the ticket, everything, and she's ready. The mother goes to Entebbe. She goes to board the plane. She has, the plane is divided. These days, the plane is like a taxi for some people here. The plane has first class, business class, and economy. Economy is the one for everyone. So Kayola, first class, business class, and economy. So the ticket was for economy. So when this lady gets into the plane, the air hostesses tell her, "Madam, you go and sit there," according to her ticket. Then she carries her bag, she walks. So she passes through first class. N'alabanga wabuwachi walungi n'atuula. So when she sits, the other people enter. Then the person who was supposed to sit there comes. And then they come to tell the lady. The air hostess comes, tells the lady, "Excuse me, nyabo, manyi, toina kutula wano, ina kutula eri, ate ticket yo, ate bichi." Then she asked the air hostess, "Ene nyonyi egenda wa?" The air hostess said, "Egenda mu America." She said, "Nsiva wano." Nze n'oli njawulo ki? Fenna tuli bantu. Fenna sivaawo wano. Air hostess ne bimutabula. N'ayita chief waba air hostess. Chief naye n'akola ki? N'ajja. N'alaba omukyala, n'ayogerako naye. N'amugamba, "Omanyi, we tuba tutuula, simanyi biki, simanyi tukola bweki." Omukazi n'agamba, "Sivaawo wano." Nasasudde kuyingira nga buli kimu. We tusasula taxi, atule maaso n'atule mabega, mwenna be bamu. Nze lwaki oŋŋamba ate? N'agaana. Oyo n'avaawo. Ne bayita assistant captain. Assistant captain n'avaayo eri, bayitayo cockpit, n'avaayo. N'ajja n'ayogera n'omukyala, n'ayogera. Omukyala n'amutunuulira. N'amugamba, "Ennyonyi eragawa mu America. Ffenna si gye tulaga, mbu gye tulaga." N'agamba, "Ennyonyi nze sivaawo wano." Nekimulema, ne baana balema. Ne bayita captain. Captain n'ajja n'abagamba, "Ki ekiganye? Mukyalo ono tukoze tuki?" N'oli n'amugamba, naye agaanye okukola ki? okuvaawo. Kapitaani abagamba mugende mukole ebyammwe, nze nja mukola ki? Nja musobola. Kapitaani n'ajja n'atuuka ku mukyala n'amukubaawo omukaamu obugambo busatu bubiri. Kapitaani n'addayo. Mukyala n'ayimuka n'agamba ensawo yange eriwa. Ne bagimuggyirayo n'abagamba ntuulewa. N'amugamba nyawo tuula eri. N'atambula bulungi ne bamutuuza w'alina okukola ki? W'alina okutuula. Abaali ku nnyonyi abo bonna ba captains, ba assistant captain baani ne beebuuza kapitaani yagamba ki omukyala ono? Teyaddamu kaayana, teyamalawo nabbanga ddene mbw ayogera bingi. Ekibuuzo kiri nti kapitaani yamugamba ki? Kapitaani yamugamba ki? Eno brain teaser. Era n'agituuka nange nga Furkan tugenda muwaayo ke tumuwa. Ate babadde n'obudde muyinza n'okugogolingako. We naamalira okwogera tujja kubuuza alina ansa tumuweerewo kyasaana. One of the reasons etusobozesezza okubeera wano olwaleero nga bwe twategedde is our founder Haji Sewava. Omwami ono nga bw'agambye, he was a very rich man, ng'asobola okukola buli kyaba ayagadde okukola. Ekyo kitutwalawa. Nze ngenda bazzaayo ku Pillars of Islam. Pillars of Islam okuggyako shahada. Pillars endala zonna tosobola kusinga omukkiriza omugagga kuzituukiriza. Tosobola kusinga omukkiriza omugagga okuzituukiriza. Tuziyitemuko tulabe. Eddako. Swala. Eswala. Ojja kubeera wano ogambe mbu eswala yo n'ey'olimu enkana. Tezenkana. Omugagga ajja kgenda asalire e Makka. Ajja kgenda akole ki? Asalire e Makka. Eswala za Makka. Madina, swala za 10,000. Mutwalo. Nga gw'oli wano. Wano osala naweka. Omugagga ye agenze ku ki? Ku umura. Tugende kweddako? Eddako. Zaka nayo njogereko? Eyo sijja gyogerako. Tugende kweddako. Swaumu. Omugagga tajja kukoma ku kusiiba. Naye abantu baanaasiibulula. Tojja bamalako muwendo. We had an overwhelming experience this Ramadan that just ended. Our father Mungu yamujjulula in December. Now, after his demise, we reached Ramadan. We have a program that we follow with our mosques, with what. But the number of people who came to us saying Haji was the one looking after this mosque. He was the one looking after this mosque. He would give us 10 million this time. He would give us 5 million. Too much. You cannot compete with a rich person, even if it is in fasting. The next. Hijja, you know, Jogeraka? Hijja is obvious. So, I implore you to work hard. to work hard. As Muslims, we need to work hard. Whatever effort we think we are putting in as Muslims, it will even be more pronounced if we are rich Muslims. It will be more pronounced. How do we get rich? How do we get rich? You get rich by either being employed or self-employed. Some people are self-employed, mashallah. Other people are employed. When you are employed, there are some things you have to demonstrate for you to stay in employment. When you're employed, you have to demonstrate. You have to demonstrate that you add value to your work. You have to add value in your work. If you are saving money for your boss, you're adding value. By you getting rich, it means you have like a funnel. This is a funnel. You understand the funnel? Now, most of us, our funnels are like this. You earn this much, this small much, and then you spend like this. You earn 100,000, but you spend 700,000. The funnel should be like this. You earn much more and you spend little. That is how this funnel is going to get full. Otherwise, there is no getting full. And it cannot even be equal. Others live like this. When it is equal, whatever comes in, goes out. You cannot live like that. You have to take charge of your personal life. If your personal life distracts you as an individual, you cannot work very well. You have to embrace change. You have to embrace change. Every time at the workplace when they introduce something new, your brain should not go to, it won't work, what? Why are they doing this? Your brain should go to how can we better even what they have introduced. In fact, you should be the one initiating ideas. You should be working smarter, faster, and better. You should communicate openly. You should avoid arguments at the workplace. You should avoid these things of giving your opinions on religion and what at the workplace. Those things don't matter. Being employed shouldn't be your end goal, although it is something that we should go through to get where we want to be. Every time they release the list of the richest people in Uganda, every year we see the same people. Sudir, who, category to kayo dingoli employed. I've never heard of an employee who has been on that list. This is a teacher at this school and is the richest, one of the wealthiest. Boss is a director. So your stage you know kolache okujivamu. Other ways to succeed at employment is to keep your promises, to avail yourself for opportunities, and to be part of the leadership. To be part of the leadership. If a leadership opportunity comes around, I urge you to take it on as it will bring more opportunities to you. The other thing is when you're employed or when you're self-employed, you get money. Now, what do you do with that money? Managing money or financial discipline is another very important aspect that we need to understand. When you get money, the first thing you do is what? Pezaka? No. When you get money, what is the first thing you do? I'm also paying for this answer. Yes. Plan for the money? No. 2 more chances. Yes. Clear your expenses? Wrong. Pardon? Pardon? You thank God that you've got the money. Wrong. The first thing you do when you get money, even if it is mitwalo kumi, 100,000, 50,000, 2 million, 5 million, 600, the first thing you do is to pay yourself first. To pay yourself first. Chechisoka. Niba ufune mitwalo kumi, 100,000, and someone is demanding you 100,000, don't pay them. Pay yourself. Pay yourself. You are the most important person. Get a percentage of that money and put it aside. That is paying yourself. The second thing, how do you make that money to get you more money? How do you make that money get you more money? Awabakubanja bakolechi basoke balinde. That is the second thing. You have to avoid living beyond your means. We talked about the funnel. Avoid living beyond your means. You know you earn 100,000, they have paid you today, and you go to Javas. You go to Javas, you celebrate, you even call your friends to celebrate this conference, and then tomorrow what? Tomorrow you're back to square one. Then you start borrowing and borrowing. That is not living within your means. You have to control your expenditure. You have to avoid making commitments or promises. If you cannot do something, just say you cannot do it. Don't promise, don't commit, don't say njakuwa. If you don't have, you don't have. If you're not going to give someone, tell them, I am not able to give you. Always make research in how you're spending your money. People get money and then they quickly put it in something without making any research. That is all your money gone. So do proper research in what you put your money in. When you want to become rich, ensure to own your own home. Your own home. You will not become rich when you are paying rent. You have to own your own home, however small it can be. It should be your own. When you're starting a business, make sure that your business has an edge over another person or another business. If you make a business when it is the same, like everyone, you have this one is here selling chapatis, you put a stall here which is selling the same chapatis. How are you going to be different? You have to think to be different from this person. Even if you're selling the same things, put an edge. Advertise your business, even if you're doing something which is the same. What is that aspect that should bring people to your business rather than the neighbor? You have to have a competitive advantage. Another way to get rich, in fact, one of the best ways to get rich, is to get married. one of the best ways to get rich is to get married. You will think that when I am a bachelor, I don't spend on a wife, I don't spend on children, I don't spend on, when I get all my money, it is mine. I go, I buy this, I go, I buy that. You're spending too much, I'm telling you. Marriage is going to make you richer than you have ever thought. Especially if you choose a good partner. Other people say, I will marry after I have done business, and then I have a house, then I have a car, then I marry. No, that is the wrong approach. When you're ready to marry, as fast as possible, marry. Build yourself with the person that you're going to live with. That is how they are going to treasure whatever you have built. If a person comes when you're already in that lifestyle, they will not care where it has come from. They will say, pa yo ekumi, omuwe, pa ya abiri, omuwe, pa obaziva atakola ki? Tamanyi. But a person who has worked to put that up will respect that whole process. And they will build that with you. Personally, I am testimony to that. I was not, when I was not married, I didn't find an abulala. But when I got married, things changed. Things changed. They changed so well. I even married another one. Now for me, my wives are the ones who manage my businesses. I don't even look there. They manage on their own. They manage this, they manage that, and I go and do something else. I just have to say that maybe get me this, maybe get me that, maybe do that or do this. And that is how it should be. That is how you should build each other. So don't fear to get married. Marriage saves very many things. If I go out to eat with my wife, and we go out maybe a restaurant or something, we might spend even 40,000. Yet at home I can live 300,000 for the whole month. And I find every day when I go, I find rice, liver, rice, liver, what? Some of these things, it is Allah who does them. So let us not fear to get married. In fact, it is adding another brain to you. You're adding your brain to someone else, and then you put it together and you see how to develop each other. When my father was starting his schools, the Sir Apollo Kagwa schools, the first school in Chengera Parent School, 1980 something. His first school, got 2 buildings, renting them, got his best friend, he told him, you are the headmaster. Then he got the wife, you are the basa. Awo tebakola ki? Teba delegating, awo towawo omuntu mulala. The wife, you are the what? Basa. Every money that comes in there. You have seen Indians businesses, they can't hire a person to get their money. They always put the wife there. He's the one getting the what? The money. When you put those people close, when you work with them, you will grow your families to imaginable wealth. Finally, finally talking about marriage. As Muslims, these days, we know, we hear very many issues about marriage and what and things like that. But our father used to tell us a story, which I will also tell you, that one of the prophets was put in a house alone. Actually, not one of the prophets. It was Maryam. It was Maryam. She was put in a house, and then with her, they put a snake, then they put a lion, then they put another animal. I don't remember what animal it was. So after putting her there, it was Subhanallah. I'm forgetting the particular names. I think it was the daughter of Noah. When Noah was told to build the ark, Noah called different people and told them to build for him arks. If you build the best ark, I'm going to give you my daughter. You're going to marry my daughter. Whoever comes with the best ark. So different men went to build the ark. And after some time, the men came. Now, when the men came back to present the ark, the first man came. He presented his ark. The ark was very nice. Another one came. He presented the ark was very nice. Another one came. There were 4. After seeing all this, he was confused. He didn't know how to choose the winner. So because he didn't know how to choose the winner, he prayed to Allah. He told Allah that, please help me choose the winner. And Allah guided him to put his daughter in one of his units in the house and put those animals there. 3 other animals, a snake, a lion, and another animal which I don't remember. So when he came back in the morning, the men came to take their wives one by one. The first one came, they told him, you are the winner. Your wife is here. The daughter came out, the daughter took the daughter and went. Then another man came. When the other man came, they also gave him a daughter. The same daughter. He also went. Then the third one came. They also gave him a daughter. Daughters were coming from the room. Another one came. The third one also took. Then the fourth one came. And also a daughter came out, and they gave. And all the 4 men got to marry the daughter of Noah. Now they went and lived with each other for many years. After living with each other for many years, Noah decided to go and visit each of the families where those daughters were married. So the daughter went and reached in one of the families, asked the husband, how is the daughter I gave you? The daughter is rough, she's ever shouting, she's ever what, That was the what? That was the lion. Allah turned the animals into the daughter. They were the same. They were exactly the same. But the instincts of those animals remained in them. So when Noah was giving out, he didn't know who was the actual daughter. So when the first one told him this one is rough, this one is doing this, shouting and what, in his head he said this must be the what? The lion. Then he went to the second one. How is my daughter? Then he described the daughter complaining. This must be the what? The snake. He went to another one. He saw who each one of them were representing until he reached the final one. And the final one said, Alhamdulillah, your daughter is calm, she's good, we do this, we do that, and everything. So that one who got the real daughter is the one who actually won. And when men are marrying, they are marrying looking for the correct daughter. You can marry a wife, and the first wife you marry is not, I'm not saying it's the lion, but when you realize that there is something missing, that is when you go to the next marriage. It doesn't mean you leave this marriage. When you do your duties well, men do not have to get other wives. A man can decide to have one wife completely. If you marry the daughter, the right daughter of Noah. So when you see us going around, we are looking for. In conclusion, I'm going back to my teaser which I gave you. Anyone with the answer?
Possibly, Yamugamba, where you are sitting, these people are not going to America.
Correct. Takbir.
My name is Wambete Ibrahim.
Yes, Wambete, please come in front. You win yourself 100,000. Ayinza n'okuba yetatulangako mu nnyonyi. The pilot understood the man's problem, rather the lady's problem. The lady was saying, where is this plane going? The plane is going to America. So for her, she wanted to be in a place where she's going to reach America. So what the captain did, the captain told her, you know, this part where you're sitting, these ones are going to China. The ones in the middle, those ones are going to Japan. Now the last ones, economy, they are the ones going to America. Pilot went back. That's why the woman held her bag and she went to the back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين يتلون كتاب الله وأقاموا الصلاة وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية يرجون تجارة لن تبور ليوفيهم أجورهم ويزيدهم من فضله إنه لغفور شكور والذي أوحينا إليك من الكتاب هو الحق مصدقا لما بين يديه إن الله بعباده لخبير بصير ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا فمنهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد ومنهم سابق بالخيرات بإذن الله ذلك هو الفضل الكبير جنات عدن يدخلونها يحلون فيها من أساور من ذهب ولؤلؤا ولباسهم فيها حرير وقالوا الحمد لله الذي أذهب عنا الحزن إن ربنا لغفور شكور الذي أحلنا دار المقامة من فضله لا يمسنا فيها نصب ولا يمسنا فيها لغوب صدق الله العظيم.